because I couldn't do it yesterday. I was just rambling yesterday. Good morning. But America, everybody in America, they spoke. We got this twice convicted felony here. So, you know, I'm not going to be on here long. But, you know, after the initial shock of Donald Trump winning the election, which he rigged the election this time. It was rigged before it started. Uh, Kamala and Tim Walz, they didn't start. They didn't stand a chance because the election was rigged. Because in the swing states, they put in people put in. There's a special name for it. They're called electors, I believe they're called, and the electors that favored them to control the vote. They purged the vote of people that said that weren't eligible to vote, which, you know, I think the Democrats are too soft. I've always thought it. And I think now is the time for us to get back, get back in the fold and get back. We need to fight back. We need younger Democrats to come out and fight against these MAGA Republicans because white supremacy has taken over our government. And he says Donald Trump has promised to put Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as the advisor of health programs. So he is a non-vaxxer. They are going to spread the propaganda of not vaccinating your children. Your children. Vaccinations do not cause autism. There is no link between a child being vaccinated and having autism. There's no link between that. Robert Kennedy believes that there's a link between it. Now, this is the man who's going to be head of the health department, whatever he's going to call it, because Trump is going to rename it to fit his estimation of what it should be. We're going to have a resurgence of diseases that have been cured because measles have come back. The epidemic of measles has come back because of undocumented, not undocumented, please forgive me, not undocumented, unvaccinated children. People are not vaccinating their children. Polio will come back. Polio is coming back. There's been a few cases of polio. Not much has been reported on it, but these are facts. This country, if we the people who still believe in a democracy, don't fight back, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Yes, we are. We are going to be in trouble. We are. We are. You know, I'm over the shock now of Donald Trump winning. He should never have won Georgia. The people in Georgia are upset. They elected Fonnie Willis back in, but the electors didn't fight that because they figure if Donald Trump is president that he can't be tried. But those are state charges, so we have to see what that's going. But all the battleground states, all the swing states had Republican electors who were in favor of Donald Trump. They were loyal to Donald Trump and MAGA. So we are going to have to, we're going to have to see what's going on. And we need to stand up, the American people, the Democratic Party, we need to stand up and speak out this is going to be a rough 4 years, people. This is going to be a Lord, I can't even get it out my mouth. It's going to be a rough 4 years. Donald Trump's going to put all these people in. Stephen Miller, white supremacist, the architect of one of the architects of Project 2025. They said they were fighting, they were coming in the ground, and people didn't take them serious. And you had a lot of young people who who fell in line with these right wingers, um, Ben Shapiro, Charlie Kirk, Joe Rogan, Jack Posobiec, and all of them, you know. And I saw where this is something too. I saw. Uh, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to keep his promise to do this, but Savannah Chrisley, in her efforts to free her parents from prison, which I understand. You know, I'm a fan. I was a fan of the show, and if you don't know what the show is, it was Chrisley Knows Best. She went there and she threw her support to Donald Trump with him promising that, with the hope, with the hope that he would free her parents. He would, you know, pardon her parents. So we'll see. He's such a liar. I hope for her sake he does. I really do. I hope he does, free them, But anyway, that's a whole nother charge. But anyway, uh, this is going to be a rough 4 months. I keep saying 4 months. I wish it was 4 months. This is going to be a rough 4 years. You know, the inauguration, the election, the inauguration is the quiet before the storm, in my opinion. He is going to. It's going to be rough, but we as black people, we've always had to weather these storms with different people you know, who who get who are when different people come into office with different ideas. But we're going to see. We're going to really see how this is going to work out with Trump, a second term of Trump. And think about this, people. He doesn't have a damn thing to lose now. He can't run again because this is his second term. You can only do 2 terms in office. Now, here's a point that I don't know, that I haven't known about, is it 2 consecutive terms or is it just 2 terms? If it's 2 consecutive terms, he may not leave after the 4 years. He may stay for another 4 years. This is where the dictatorship will come into. This is very complex, and I don't think people really, really know how complex this is, you know, how complex Donald Trump's pregnancies. Wow, that was a slip of the tongue. How Donald Trump's presidency is going to work out. Is it going to let his vice president stay in? I don't know. I personally feel that Donald Trump will not be president for very long. I think eventually they're going to take him out and they're going to put JD in office as president. So we'll have to see about all of that. But as Americans who don't believe in this MAGA foolishness, you know, we're going to have to see that, we're going to have to wait and see how it works out because, this is I have a question for my Latino brothers and sisters. I have no problems with immigrants coming to this country. I feel there is a work for it. But if this mass deportation, you guys didn't take him seriously. If he can do this, I've been reading where different opinions where he can't do it. He can't really do it because they're, even though Republicans have the majority, will have the majority in the Senate and the House, that there are people who can still block it to an extent. I don't know, but how could you vote against your better interests? Interest. The Republican Party, when Joe Biden offered a solution to the crisis at the border, which they did, no, Trump told them the Republicans don't accept it. They told him don't accept it. And Mike Johnson and them, they wouldn't accept it. They blocked it. So, so he let this problem go on. Con you guys into thinking, con you people into thinking that the Democrats weren't doing anything for the policy. He blocked it. This Congress, this House has been the most obstructive uh, uh, Congress in American history in a long time, in my time that I know. And I've been following politics actually since I was 10 years old, you know. So that's 60 plus years for me. So you believe this man, and I pray that everything is, you know, that everything works out for you guys, because this is not making sense to me. America is in a dire straits now because of this, the way this country could go. But like I said, who, us people who believe, who don't believe in the things that Donald Trump and his cronies want to do, because this is white supremacy. White supremacy won the White House. Stephen Miller, straight white supremacist. If you're not white American, white Anglo-Saxon American, he doesn't want you here. So this is what Project 2025 is going to do. They got Donald Trump in. Stephen Miller is going to be back. Steve Bannon, he's back. And it's going to be worse. It's going to be worse. And here's something that I don't think most people understand about mass deportation, deportation of immigrants. What it will do to the economy. It will destroy the American economy. Elon Musk, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure. I'm not sure of this, but I don't think Elon Musk is an American. I think he's a South African who immigrated here, who says you have to tear down the economy to make it better. Does anybody, is anybody listening? Is anybody really, really listening to what Trump and these people and his people are saying? And Trump is going to do whatever they tell him to do, because for one, he's manipulated. He's easily manipulated. You can manipulate him, and he will do anything to stay out of prison. We have Mitch McConnell, who when he was the Speaker of the House and Donald Trump was you know, Donald Trump was impeached, he didn't have the guts and the spine enough to stop Donald Trump in his tracks. So we have him to retire with his pension, with his health care, and sit back and while Donald Trump and the bag of nuts he's going to put in office with him destroy America. We have him to thank for that. So this, like I said, this is going to be a hard 4 years, a long, hard 4 years. But there's a little saving grace to that. The midterms are coming up. People, when Donald Trump comes into office, troll him, follow him, watch everything they do because we do have midterm elections and things can change during the midterms. Watch. So this means, if I'm not mistaken, Marjorie Taylor Greene is back in office. Uh, you have Matt Gaetz back in office. You have all of them. All the obstructionists are back. They're insulting people. We have to, the American public, we're going to have to suffer these 2 years. But if we get out in the midterms and we can correct some of this. We can. We can correct some of this because some of these Republican senators are going to be up for re-election in 2 years. And if the ones we don't like, if it doesn't go right, and it's not about whether they're Republican or Democrat, it's about policies and the policies they're going to back people. So, after the initial shock, I'm not going to say I wasn't shocked and disappointed that Harris didn't win. In Pennsylvania, he went and he got him in Pennsylvania. Philadelphia, the city, went for Harris, but he went to the rural counties and he lied. He lied. Donald Trump won an election on lies and deceit, and the election was stolen from, in my opinion, it was stolen from Kamala Harris when they put the electors, the Republican electors, Democrats did not fight back hard enough, in my opinion. My opinion, they didn't fight back hard enough. That's me. That's what I believe, and I'm sure I don't know what other people believe, but there is a way we can have 2 years of misery or we can have 4 years of misery. When the midterm elections are there, we have got to go out as people, Democrats, Republicans, we've got to go out and we've got to fight back. We've got to fight back. We've got to fight back. We've got to get these people out because 4 years straight of Donald Trump will be a disaster to the American economy because he's going to do away with the EPA, which is the Environmental Protection Agency. He doesn't believe in climate change, and he's going to defund FEMA. All the blue states who did not support him, who went for Kamala Harris, California, New York, he is not going to give any disaster money. He's going to be vengeful. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. But we have to wait and see. But this is what I believe. He is going to be vengeful. He said he was going to persecute everyone who was not loyal to him. He was going to be a dictator for a day. Yeah, right. 1959, Fidel Castro came into power, and when he died in the 2000s, I'm not sure of what year, but I was a child when Fidel Castro came in, and now I'm a grandparent. So what does that tell you about dictatorships? And his brother Raul is now the dictator in Cuba. It's no more Fidel because Fidel died. Now his brother Raul is the ruler. Cuba has been under a dictatorship since 1959. It is now 2025. So look at all of that, people. Don't believe the hype. If Donald Trump puts into effect his authoritarian rule, he's never. Democracy is over. We will live under an authoritarian government. So we have to wait and see. But we need to keep a sharp eye on everything. We need to troll everything Donald Trump does, everything uh, we need to do everything that Trump does, everything the Congress people do. We need to pay more attention to what's going on in the government right now, myself included. And we need to go and participate in municipal elections to see the people we're sending to Congress. There's so much we need to do and so much we can do. We can fight back and bring it back, but it's going to be long and it's going to be hard, because if we give Donald Trump and these MAGA Republicans and these MAGA white supremacists 4 full years, there's a lot of damage they can do. There'll be a lot of damage, but it is what it is, people. I'm going to end this, and everybody remember, remember there's a lot of stuff we need to do. We can fight back, but we've got to fight back, and we've got to start now. I'll be coming back later with more on this matter. Have a good day.